Hi and Assalamualaikum to Puan Hanim and all my fellow consultants. Today, me and my fellow consultant will explain about the action research to manage organizational change. First of all, let me introduce our consultant. The first one is NADZIRAH HAIDA binti HELMI 1028. The second one is Amrina binti Azahar 1016, which is me. The third one is SAFIAH binti Muhammad KHAIRI 1022. And the last one is WAHIDA binti Muhammad 1020. First of all, the management of her medical center hired us as a consultant to diagnose what her medical center need to achieve their goals. In addition, we as a consultant already outlined some information of action research and offered to help her medical center be successful in its transformation. When it comes to action research, the management of her medical center need to know that action research is a chain process based on the systematic collection of data and selection of a chain action based on what the analyzed data indicate. Its value is in providing a scientific methodology for managing plan change. We decide to use an action research approaches because it traditionally aims both at helping her medical center organization implement plan change and at developing more general knowledge that can be applied to other settings. The entire step of action research consists of 5 steps, which are diagnosis, analysis, feedback, action, and evaluation of making the change happen successfully. Next, I will pass to the next consultant, which is WAFA, to continue the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Amrina. Hi and Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is SAFIAH binti Muhammad KHAIRI and my matrix number is 1022. So I will continue the presentation with the steps of action research. As mentioned before, action research consists of 5 steps, which is diagnosis, analysis, feedback, action, and evaluate. So for the first step is diagnosis. Generally, diagnosis refers to gathering information about problems, concerns, and needed changes from the members of the organization. Before we make any changes, we need to know the problem faced by the organization so that we can determine what, when, how, and why do we need to do the changes. As for health medical center, the upper management stated that they need to make changes to survive. Otherwise, their business will not stay longer in that industry. Furthermore, medical center have provided some reasons why they would like to make changes. They stated that they would like to increase their organization productivity and enable them to transfer the data of the patient besides increase the number of patients served per day. So that is for the first step. Next, I will pass to Amrina to explain about the second step. Thank you.
Thank you, Wafa. So my name is Amrina binti Azahar 1016. I will continue to the second step of action research, which is analysis. In this process, we try to analyze what is the problem do people key in on. What pattern do these problems seem to take in? The information gathered in the first step is analyzed in this step. The type, consistently, and pattern of problem are studied. This information is analyzed into primary concern, problems areas, and possible action. In terms of analysis, one of the reasons that her medical center went to change is to enhance care and decision-making response from assigned medical professional. It is increasingly important for healthcare professionals to participate actively and competently in interprofessional healthcare teams to contribute specialized knowledge and skill toward addressing complex healthcare challenges. As far as I have developed an in-depth understanding of this medical center, it seems to me that there are some obstacles in the management, which is the first one is the management of how medical center are using an expensive software of electronic medical record. From my view, the management of her medical center should choose the best software with the appropriate cost according to the request for proposal. That is why, to provide relevant solution for improving medical center, the management are required to be fully equipped with appropriate infrastructure to systematically generate and analyze big data. Moreover, the second obstacle is the training will be as how to think for the employees as they are going to stay more hours in the hospital. In my view, the management can proper scheduling will be done and incentive will be providing after the training. The organizational will provide professional aspect to conduct traditional seminar and online module training for the employees. Besides, the third obstacle that I have found is the employees worried about being unable to properly use the system after the training. In my opinion, the management can hire an IT aspect to provide consultation when needed. The main advantage of hiring an IT expert is that a medical center gets professional services and advice. As we know, medical center is dynamic, and IT expert can help employees to integrate the latest system technology into its operation. Not only that, some technical issue or crisis may be too overwhelming for an employee to solve in a way that only IT expert can resolve. In such cases, the management can avoid hiring IT expert to teach the employees many skills about the system. Of course, it is the IT expert task to keep up with employees, so they are always ready to teach employees what they need to do or what they need to stay competitive in work after the training. That's all from my part. I will pass to the next consultant, which is WAFA, to continue the presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Amrina. I'm your consultant, Nurafa 1022 will proceed with the third step, which is feedback. Okay, in order to reduce the amount of resistance to changes, it is very important for us to receive a feedback about the changes from our employees. From the feedback, we get to know the other's opinion. For example, the feedback that we received from the health medical centers, they stated that some of the employees still have low computer skill and they found difficulties in dealing with the system. So we can come up with a solution such as provide an extra training courses for those employees. Therefore, they'll be able to use the new technology. Other than that, the program is so slow and complicated during data entry, also one of the feedback that we receive. Therefore, we come up with contacting the supplier to insert new version which is faster and simpler as a solution. As a result, the resistance of the changes can be reduced. So as a conclusion, feedback is very important and useful for us to think and come up with a better solution. So that's all from my part. I will pass to the next consultant, which is NADZIRAH, to continue the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Wafa. Assalamualaikum and hi to Madam. Her name. My name is NADZIRAH HAIDA binti HELMI, MATRIC number 1028. I will explain about step 4, which is action. So, action is a step where the change agent and employee set into motion the specific action to correct the problems that we identified, which means change agent will take an action, solve the problems and concerns that faced by employees. Once the data have been analyzed and the result of the analysis interpreted, the next step in the action research process is the development of an action plan. So once plan is done, the next step is to do an action. Means the change agent will solve the problem faced by employee. For example, the action is employers should assign 4-month training for the employees for the usage of electronic medical record system. So the employee will have skill in this system. And within 6 months, the electronic medical record will be introduced in the orthopedic department. So their work will become easier with this technology. After successful implementation of this system in the orthopedic department, it will be introduced in all departments of the organization within 1 year. So the management should set up policy and procedure for the implementation of the electronic medical record and sign a contract with the supplying company for continuous training and maintenance. So the next step is evaluate. So evaluating is the next step where the action results are studied to see the overall impact. The company team held a company-wide presentation to explain when and how the solution would be implemented. Action research is primarily about critical examination of one's own practice. For someone to critically examine her or his practice, that person must engage in systematic reflection of that practice. Reflection as it pertains to action research is something that must be done at the end of a particular action cycle. It is a crucial step in the process since this is where the employee change agent reviews what has been done, determines its effectiveness, and makes decisions about possible revision for future implementation of the project. So using the initial data gathered as a benchmark, so the company will evaluate the result that would be implemented to solve the problem. So the concern of employee is low. So for example, after Health Medical Center use this system, it will increase the quality of the organization through facilitating physician decision-making as the electronic medical records support the physician with the required information of patient history, family intervention, and medication, and especially reduce medical and improve patient safety. So that's all for me. I will pass the next consultant, which is WAHIDA.
Thank you, Nazira. Hi and Assalamualaikum to Madam Hadim and the fellow consultants. My name is NURUL binti Muhammad issues ID 1020. I will continue the presentation by explaining action research benefits. There are 5 benefits that can be identified. The first benefit is problem focus, which will help in analysis of issues and developing the interventions accordingly, where we will determine the suitable path of action. Action research focus on converting the information into action. It is helpful in identification of the requirements of medical center management and the existing of potential challenges. For instance, development of a contract which involves definition of the key deliverables and the working relationship, data collection, and identification of gaps or root causes of the issues, analysis of the data for setting the priorities and the plans of action, deciding on the appropriate interventions, and developing a plan for implementing the interventions for achieving intended objectives. The second benefit is reduced resistance to change, which can be achieved through systematic approach to problem resolution and dealing with the challenges of the business. Action research improved an organization's preparedness in proactively responding to the change by anticipating the change in advance and developing the internal mechanisms. Action research is highly methodical and adopts a step-by-step approach, which helps the medical center management in planning and implementing interventions directed in improving the organization's competitiveness and business situation. This model takes into account all the problems in a holistic manner, and it is equal to ensure that the problems are addressed proactively with effective solutions. The third benefit is facilitates a learning outcome. The data collected in the entire process can be used in diverse areas such as implementation of quality, tools for continuous improvement, strategy planning, change management, decision making and problem solving, communication process, and organizational restructuring, leadership development, and also implementing of process improvement initiatives. Action research helps to foster a deeper understanding related to the medical center, organizational functioning, and the challenges, which provides the best alternatives or strategic solutions for handling a problem at hand or various organizational issues. The fourth benefit is facilitates collaboration. Collaborates in the process of identification of problems and occurs specific ranks to the problems, devises techniques or methods for identifying the real causes of the problems, helps to develop effective plans offering realistic as well as practical solutions for addressing the problems. Moreover, action research helps in rebuilding the organizational culture and involve the confidence as well as people in the entire process of organizational change, which this will be otherwise would not have been possible if the style of leadership would have been practiced. Last but not least, the fifth benefit is to improve performance. The action research adopts a comprehensive approach to identify the areas of improvement in all areas, which may affect organizational functioning and success in long run. In addition, action research helps in achieving the strategic goals of the organization by facilitating an alignment between the strategic objective and the goals of the action research interventions. The process of action research helps in leadership development by developing their facilitation skills, developing their team building, and last but not least, their team management skills. So moving to the next slide is conclusion. In conclusion, from our presentation for today, action research is a useful method for facilitating organizational change by collaborating and involving the client in the entire process of diagnostic, problem identification, experiential learning, and problem-solving process. The entire process of the action research is an action-oriented with the objective of making the change happen successfully for the medical center management. So that's all from me and my other consultants. So thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.